AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a little message, tell me something you'd like me to talk about, and put the hand up. I do it at the beginning because I have the tendency to forget. So why don't you go ahead and do it right away? And that way you don't have to worry about it and come back because I won't come back. Okay, I was watching this show where this guy always puts out a table and they try to steal his sign in one of the episodes. And this is the same thing in the next episode. And it says man privilege is a myth. Well, it is now. In the olden days, even the Bible tells you that women should walk behind the man. And to tell you the truth, I think the reason it says that is because of what Eve done. Okay? And you have to remember now you're paying for everything that Eve did. Eve got Adam to betray the Lord. So now you have a period. You have cramps. You're not going to have just a beautiful baby. You're going to go through some pain. You'll forget and you'll have another child. And then you'll say, why am I having another child? I don't want to feel this pain. Okay. But privilege has changed tremendously. Why? Well, they have a woman that comes up and she starts talking about sexual harassment and everything. And I'm gay. And the moment everybody found out I was gay, I started getting sexually harassed. Actually, in high school, the girls were always pinching my butt. I don't understand. It was the way my clothes was, and it showed that I had a nice butt at that time and nice legs. But anyway, that's beside the point. I had girls always sort of touching me, and I didn't like it, but I sort of took it with a grain of salt, which you women don't. You whine and whine and whine and cry. Wah, 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 wah. Always. Now, we can't say boo to you and you won't without you yelling sexual harassment. Well, I know what sexual harassment is, and saying boo isn't it. Um, I know they're in my case they're kidding. I don't know what those assholes that were harassing women and everything are doing, but in my case, I know my friends are just kidding because they're my friends. But I really didn't care to be touched, not because they were women, but because when I was little, I was run over by a car, and being touched was painful. And I see touching as pain. So I don't like to be touched, never have. And when you know I'm not that I've been run over, but you know I'm not interested in you and you're still touching me, that's sort of annoying. I don't say anything because I'm not a woman. I'm not going to go whine, whine, whine like all these pretend. I'm not talking about the ones that were being raped. That's one thing. I'm talking about the ones that were offered, you have sex with me and you'll get a better part. And of course, they took the better part and they had sex with them. Now, they diminished what the ones that were actually being harmed by coming out of the woodwork. They should have stayed there because they weren't harmed. They chose. They could have gone right through the door because he was across the room. She would have been out the door, down in the elevator, downstairs. Maybe he would have called her on her phone now. But then there were none of those. And that's my problem with the whole situation. I work and I'm one of the top workers. And there was a girl who was the same as me, and she started working later than I did, and she was making more than me. I'm not complaining, I'm making a point. Now, I've always had female bosses. I have always had female bosses. So if you're not moving up, that's your fault. Because the female bosses I've had are women that work hard and moved up, not sexed up. None of them that I know of did that. I've had store managers that were women, and you know that fat cow was not having sex with anybody because she wasn't pretty enough. And that's my point. You're here saying blah, 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 they're holding me back. But to be honest, you're holding yourself back. One, you're always insulting yourselves. Two, you're always holding down other women trying to get up. Look at Clinton's wife. Your problem for not voting for her was because she had what size her pockets were, that she was wearing pants and not a dress. Now the Republicans started this bullshit and it blew up in their faces because now we know that the president is a Republican and he was the one that was talking to the Russians, not Clinton. So now the reason why we don't have a female president is because you women. See, it's always you're holding yourselves down. I've never seen a man hold a woman down. Everywhere I've ever worked, men were forcing the women to move up. So either you got applied at some really crappy places, so then you should quit your jobs, go to somewhere else, and you'll probably get a higher pay when you start and you'll move up quicker. But you're lazy and you want people to give you something. And that's what I've always saw. Because everywhere I ever worked, I had to do my job and half of yours. The young lady that was working next to me, she worked hard. She did her job and half another woman's job. Not the men. She was doing other women's jobs. And she was tired of it. She was always saying, why do I have to do part of her work too? So what do you think? That myth thing is bullshit now. The only thing that's holding a woman back is a woman. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a little message, tell me something you'd like me to talk about, put your hand up. But remember, AA, see you in church.